You know, the life of a tank is never gratifying. After the healer, it's about the worst spot to be in. When things go wrong, people just like to point fingers and throw blame around. It really sucks. That's why it really pays to pick a hero that can really handle some solid damage. You know, someone who can just get in there and block for the team. A guy who's not afraid to throw his weight around. You need a warrior who can— Okay, maybe someone that Blizzard hasn't messed with would be better. This is the Heroes of the Storm Heroic Spotlight, and today we're looking at Muradin, the Mountain King.
You never toss a dwarf. You hurl a dwarf, there's a difference.
So when it comes to the Nexus, there's a whole slew of warriors to choose from. You could take Joanna and become an unstoppable sentinel, or Rexar and double team the enemy with Misha at your side. You could choose a Nubarak and dive those pesky backline mages, or Leoric and wreak havoc with your maddening sustain. But when you need someone to do the job, do it right, and not jerk you around with all the bells and whistles, you need a dwarf. You need this dwarf, Muradin, the little bastard that just doesn't die. Seriously, you can toss this guy into a shredder, and I'm pretty sure the machine is going to take more damage by the end of it. He's just so tanky. Your passive is Second Wind. If Muradin hasn't taken damage in 4 seconds, he begins to rapidly heal a small amount of health each second. If he's below 40% of his maximum, the amount of health restored is doubled instead. Like, what? Did I read that right? He just needs to step out of battle for a few seconds to basically fully heal himself? No wonder this little bastard is so hard to kill. This is one of the best passives for warriors in the entire game. You literally never have to hearth. Having issues in a lane? Stand off to the side for a couple seconds, then dive back in. An ally in trouble? Rush to their side and heal all the way back up as you ride. Not feeling confident about contesting an objective? Give it a second. You'll be alright. Now the thing is, when people think of tanks, they generally think more along the lines of damage sponges. The kind of guys who can take a lot of hits, but don't really dish out any damage in return. That's a fair concern, and I'm sure Muradin will be worried about it too.
If I didn't kick so much ass!
His Q is Stormbolt. Muradin hurls a hammer, dealing minor damage to the first enemy hit, and stunning them for 1.25 seconds. Now as I said going into this video, Muradin is very simple, and his kit definitely reflects that. There isn't a lot of detail for his abilities, and to be honest, that works just fine. Stormbolt is a simple, skill shot stun. It flies fast, so it's already going to be easy to land, and it allows your assassins to easily pick up the kills. What's more, it fits your role as a tank very well. You're already going to be up close and personal with the enemy anyway. How can you miss?
You missed! How could you miss? He was 3 feet in front of you!
So, funny story. While getting footage for this spotlight, I got saddled with a pretty lousy team comp. Seriously, look at this mess, it's horrible. And of course, people were very quick to jump on the whole we're bone, GG kind of mentality. Since I'm not one to leave games early, I decided to have some fun and try out some weird, definitely not tanky kind of build, and spec old Muradin is a full Q damage kind of guy, and holy crap was it ever fun. It's by no means the most effective thing to do, but the amount of damage you can deal with your stun thanks to that level 1 talent is insane in the later game. Weirdest thing of all? We won. Yeah, go figure. Muradin's W is Thunderclap. There's probably some awful STD joke I can make here, but I'd like to think I have more class than that.
Testicles. That is all.
This ability deals minor damage to all enemies in a small radius around Muradin, and slows their movement and attack speed by 25% for 2.5 seconds. You see what I'm talking about with this guy being like the ultimate tank? He's got a stun, he's got a slow, he's got crazy health regen. All he needs is a good initiation and it's his freaking E, isn't it? Yeah, I should have guessed. Alright, let's have a look. His E is Dwarf Toss. Muradin hurls himself into the fray, clearing obstacles and terrain and dealing minor damage upon landing to anything nearby. The leap grants him 25 armor, reducing incoming damage by 25% for 2 seconds. Now some people are going to look at this ability and think of it only as an escape. And those people are what I like to call wrong! Look at that armor! Look at your health! You ain't gonna die! Get your burly ass in there and start swinging away!
It's hammer time!
No, we're not gonna do that joke. You know why? Because they absolutely can touch this. They just can't kill it. Big difference. Speaking of dying, Muradin's first heroic helps with that. The preventing of it, I mean. It makes him not die. God, I'm bad at this. His first heroic is Avatar. Muradin transforms into a stone Goliath, gaining a massive boost to his health pool for 20 seconds. Now this ability alone is great, but backed by a few choice talents and you become Okay, seriously? How many more ways do I have to say this guy doesn't die? Here's what you do. Take Third Wind at level 1, Iron Force Momentum at 7, and Avatar at 10. Your 13 should switch between Healing Static and Spell Shield, depending on who you're up against, and then take Stone Form at 16. When you hit 20, finish off the build with Hardened Shield. Do all of this, and short of 5 enemies diving you with some hard CC, you'll survive just about anything the game can throw at you. Seriously, put this guy in front of the damn core and you're still gonna come out on top.
Enough. Was there any question?
Now as for his second heroic, this is where things get tricky. If you're building full tank, you will almost never see a use for it. But if you ever find yourself allied with a Joanna or a Leoric, someone else who has crazy good sustain as well, then I advise you to check this out, if only for the fun factor. Haymaker is Muradin's final ability, and man is this ever a double-edged sword. You stun an enemy hero, dealing a moderate amount of damage with a wind-up punch, and knocking the target back a long distance. Enemies hit by the stun foe are dealt damage equal to the initial hit, and knocked aside as well. The best part about this skill is the sweet bowling pin sound it makes. But as I said, it can be just as much of a hindrance as a help. Since this is a knockback, you could forcibly move an enemy out of an ally's skill shot or lethal damage. You could even knock them out of a stun, inadvertently saving them when the kill was assured. Now don't let this frighten you away from trying it out, just be aware of the risks. Haymaker can be a lifesaver in the right hands, and on rare occasions, it's actually more useful than Avatar. So that's Muradin, a fantastic pick for just about every kind of team comp you might run across. He starts off strong, and he never really falls off. Even if you choose not to spec him towards being a tank, his high health will still enables him to jump headfirst into any fight and still walk away to tell the tale. While there are other warriors who perform better in specific situations, Muradin is one of the safest picks regardless of your skill level. And thankfully, Blizzard seems to know that and mercifully leaves the little guy alone. Now if only they could be so kind to everyone else in this game. Another day, another spotlight. Thanks for watching everyone. I had an absolute blast making this video and I hope all of you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you like this video, be sure to share it around. We're so damn close to 50 subscribers right now, I can just taste it. Be sure to check out the Discord channel to join me for some games sometime, and of course, start firing away with more suggestions for the next hero I should cover. But until then, I'll see you in the Nexus.